Hi everyone, my name is Angela from Angela Stitches and welcome to another stitching vlog. So I'm about to start stitching, but I just wanted to show you what my project looks like before I start. So I'm going to work on Tapestry, and with this one I'm still trying to finish page 1 before I move on to another project. So I'm going to work on this a little bit tonight. And I'm looking at the comments on my last video. I just uploaded it this morning and I asked you which perforated paper project to work on next. And already I got like 5 comments about Spirit of Evergreen and a couple of comments about Spirit of Cross Stitch Angel. So I think I'll start working on Evergreen. But I was looking at this earlier, and I think I'm gonna have to order some paper for this project. Right now I only have this done, and this is all of the perforated paper I have for this project. So this is the leaves and like her hair piece and the red cardinal she's holding. I just really love this design though. Along with my Christmas star, this was also one of my favorites. So super excited to work on this, and I'm really happy that you guys chose this. So I have a little clip here from 30 minutes ago, so I'll add that here. So I'm trying to kit up Evergreen because it looks like it's what's getting the most comments, and I have all of the Krennics out and I don't have any of the ones that I need for Evergreen, and this calls for a lot of Krennics and ribbons, and I was only able to pull out 2, and these aren't even the ones that are called for this project. This is just the 2 that I think I could replace, and I also I think I'm gonna also have to order some paper. I'm just going to check if I have some extra paper, but I don't think I have a big enough piece for this project. And I also need to get some beads too. So I'm just gonna check how much that's gonna cost and see what I can do. So I checked online and I couldn't find the exact ones for this project, like the Krennics and the ribbons and things like that. So I'm gonna order the ones that is similar to replace, but with the paper and all, it's gonna cost 35,001, which is like, I don't know, $30 maybe, just on the Krennic and ribbons. So yeah, I'm gonna wait a little bit and order the material sometime next week. But I have one of the beads and 2 Krennics that I think I could replace, but I can't start this until I get the perforated paper. So as soon as I place my order and get the materials, I'm gonna start working on this again. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who commented in my video to help me choose. Sometimes it's really hard to choose which project to work on, and it's really nice to get some help, and it's like asking a friend for opinions, and it's really fun. So thank you so much for helping me choose my next project. So right now I'm gonna work on Tapestry, so I'll see you when I have some progress on it. So I was just thinking, and since it's going to be May soon and I'm gonna be working on my Mania starts, I was thinking maybe I'll get the materials for Evergreen after Mania because to be honest, $30 might not be much for some people, but for me right now, I can't seem to just spend that money right now. So I think I'll wait until Mania is over. So in June, I'll start ordering the materials and work on Evergreen then. But in the meantime, the second project that got the most comments was the Spirit of Cross Stitch Angel, and I really like this one too. So I think I'll work on this until I get the materials for Evergreen because I think I have some paper to work on for this project. So this is how much I have done on Cross Stitch Angel. It's her wings on silver paper, and I'll start with that. And this is why I like to save little pieces of paper so that I could do like the smaller accessories. So I'll do the tiny dog on this silver piece and like this hoop basket and strawberry and scissors on these pieces. And I feel like by the time I finish these elements, I think it'll be May and won't have time to work on my perforated paper projects, and it'll be June and I'll work on Evergreen then. So I think that's a better plan for me. So I'm gonna start working on these smaller accessories on Cross Stitch Angel. And this Cross Stitch Angel doesn't call for any Krennics. Even the string she's holding is just DMC. And yeah, so I have all of the DMC, so I don't need to order anything else other than the paper for this project. So a little change of plans, but I think I like that better. So I only worked on a little bit on Tapestry, not a lot, but I started working from this corner and stitched down and worked on perking some threads. So that's all I've worked on this project. So yeah, I think I'm gonna continue with this tomorrow as well. I'm checking in to show you my progress on Tapestry. So I've stitched for about 2 hours, I think, and I started from this corner here and finished the portion for page 1. But with this one, I was just continuing to page 2, so I just finished that one by looking at page 2. And then I worked on parking for these motifs down here, so yeah. I think this is really pretty, but there are some repeating patterns, like this one. There's, I think, a couple more of those here, which is expected because it's tapestry, but it's going a little slow because I'm changing needles a lot, so parking really helps. So yeah, I'm gonna try to finish this tomorrow, but I think I say that every day almost. But yeah, after that, I'll go back to my Sleeping Beauty by Mirabilia. But tonight, I think I'm gonna work on kitting up my Mania starts. So I just finished stitching all of the park threads that I had here, and I'm just hiding my working copy here so that it won't show on the camera. But yeah, it's looking really good. It's really fun. I actually really wanted to skip pages and just go to the middle of the design because I feel like that's the starting point in these mandala form designs, but I am sticking with finishing page 1 here. So yeah, I'm gonna come back to this later tonight, I think. And last night, so I tried kitting up my Mania starts, and I actually started just punching out these cardboards for to use as flashcards. And I actually did pull out all of the DMCs and a couple of color and cottons that I wanted to use, but I decided that I wanted to do the whole thing in color and cotton. And if there's something I can't replace with color and cotton, then I'll just use DMC. But I think I just want to do the whole thing in with hand dyes. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, and I think I'll do what I did last time for Mania. So I have 12 designs, and these are all numbered. So I'll go in order. So the last time I participated in Mania was in 2018, when I started all of my perforated paper projects, and I started one every other day. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna start one every 2 days. So I have 12 designs, so 24 days. Well, the last day will be 25th. But after that, I'll go back and work on the ones that I want to. Maybe I'll have a finish. I don't know. These are pretty small though, and some has a lot of colors, but something like this one only calls for 6 colors. So I think I could have a couple of finishes maybe. We'll see. It would be really nice actually if I could have a lot of finishes. Um, yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work out, but I think that would be really awesome if I could have some finishes. But isn't this one really pretty? I really like that one. So yeah, that's my plan for Mania so far, and I keep changing my plans, so I don't know yet, but I think this will be my final plan. Um, and for my linen and threads for May, I think I'll skip this month and stitch May's part in June, so that I could just dedicate my time to my Mania projects in May. But if I have a finish in like the first day when I start one of these projects, maybe I'll work on my mystery cell, but that's very highly unlikely to me. So yeah, that's my plan for Mania, and I mean for my mystery cell. Um, oh, and video wise, I think I'll post every 2 days to show my new finishes or my new starts. I'm already thinking ahead, but I think that's what I did for my perforated paper projects. I posted every 2 days, I think. So I'll talk about the colors that I'm using in those videos and how much I stitched that day and all of that. So yeah, that's my plan. Super excited. I've been wanting to start these projects for a while, so yeah. So I'm gonna work on a little bit more on Tapestry later, and maybe I'll work on Sleeping Beauty. I have this loose here because I haven't worked on it for a couple of days now. So I want to work on this area, like her neck area. So yeah, I'll come back later if I have some more progress to show you. It is Thursday afternoon and I'm working on my Sleeping Beauty, and I think I say this every time, but it's just a really pretty chart. So I'm working on her collar area, like her dress, and you can see like the ruffles or like the folds of the fabric starting to form, and I think that's really cool. I think it's really cool because you don't think you could get that kind of detail with cross stitches, but obviously you can here, and I think it's really beautiful. So that's what I've been working on today, and yesterday after my last clip I didn't work on anything cross stitching, but I worked on crocheting a little bit. So this is another rose, and I followed another tutorial, and I don't think I've ever crocheted anything this three-dimensional before, and I think that's really cool. So yeah, it's a little floppy, but I still like it. So this was the last one that I did, and I feel like this is more like a rose to me. But yeah, right now I'm out of yarn, so I can't do any more of these crocheting type things. But after Mania, I'm gonna see if I could order more yarn to crochet something that could actually be something. So yeah, it would be nice if I could make like a small doily or maybe like a small blanket. But for now, I'm gonna focus on getting the materials for my perforated paper projects. And that's all the stitching so far, but I'm gonna work on a little bit more on this one because I always got distracted with other projects. So today I think I want to focus on this one, but who knows, I might work on a little bit more on Tapestry later. So I did ended up working on Tapestry a bit. I didn't do any actual cross stitching though. I just spent time parking a bunch of threads, and because there's a lot of color changes, doing this really speeds up the process. So I like to park a lot in a project like this. So all of this is for page 1, and these 3 is for page 2, so I'm not gonna worry about that right now. So yeah, and it looks like I missed a spot here, but I think I could just use leftovers from this one, these two, because it's the same pattern. So I'll do that later on. So I'm about right here, and this is where page 1 ends. I think, yeah, right about here. So I'm focusing on this area, and yeah, tomorrow I think I'm gonna work on finishing these park threads and park more threads and so on. And before this, I did work on Sleeping Beauty a little bit more, and I have a couple of park threads. Oh, the needle is still on here. I should be careful. So let me push this up a little bit more. So yeah, it doesn't look like it, but I did work on this a lot. Oh, the needle fell off again. This is my favorite type of needle, so I don't want to lose it. So all of this here and down here and this purple, and I realized that I don't have one of the DMCs for this purple area, so I'm gonna have to make a note to get it when I place my order for my other project in June. So yeah, some of these I couldn't fill in today because I didn't have one of the colors. But yeah, I think I'm gonna work on this a little bit more. Not sure if I'll stitch anymore tonight, but if I do, I'll probably work on something else, something easier like my cross stitch angel project. If I do stitch, I'll probably work on one of the accessories in cross stitch angel, like the little strawberry or like the scissors. Those are really cute actually. So I'll come back if I do work on them later tonight. And a couple of videos ago, someone asked me about memory threads, and I said these memory threads might be discontinued. And so I talked a little bit about replacing them with colored wires that you can get from the craft stores. And one of my subscribers actually emailed me about, she was asking me about memory threads, and she emailed me back and let me know that Brooks Books actually made a post about memory threads on her Facebook page. So I'll link it down below in the description box because I think it's super informative. So the post said that memory threads are discontinued by DMC, but she also gave us like a link to replacing memory threads. And I didn't know there was such a thing called kinetic wired braids. And the blog post that she linked to her Facebook post gives you like the conversions. So it's super informative. So I read the blog post, and yeah, it actually looks really pretty. It looks like more like thread than wires, and it seems to work exactly like memory threads. So that's really cool. So I guess that really solves the problem for memory threads. So if you have trouble finding memory threads by DMC, there is a substitute. So check the link in my description box, and thank you for letting me know about the post because I don't have Facebook, so I don't really have a way to check their pages. So I'm super grateful. So I think I'm gonna work on my cross stitch angel a little bit, so I'll see you later. I just made something real cute. So I made this tiny little strawberry and it's super small and so cute. So I'm gonna cut this on camera. Someone asked me how I cut my perforated paper project, so let me just do this on camera here. I hope this focuses. So the first thing I do with any of my projects is I cut all around that has a flat edge. So somewhere like this. So basically I'm trimming down the paper size to the right size to the stitched piece. I don't know if I just made sense there, but basically the four sides, like if you imagine a square or a rectangle, I cut those first. It's really hard to talk and do this at the same time. And here, I hope you can see this. And then this side. And then after all of those four places, I cut all of the excess all around it, and I'm extra careful with diagonal lines because I don't know, but sometimes it confuses me. But I'm cutting the holes that has no threads, so I do that everywhere. And like this one too, making sure that I'm not cutting the holes with the thread in it. And then so I'm just looking at the holes, and if there's no thread in it, I'm just cutting it. So this side here. And then I don't have to do this, but this seems a little pointy, so I'm gonna just trim that off. And you can see like these smaller pieces. I'm gonna trim that off. It's like tiny little teeth, and I don't want that, so I'm just cutting that off. This here too. And then maybe on this one too. But make sure you're not cutting the holes when you do that. Then this here, and the last diagonal. So that's basically it. It's really easy, but I do have to concentrate a little bit because if I cut one of the holes with the thread in it, everything's gonna come loose. Not easily, but I feel like it's going to get loose and everything's gonna fall apart. But here it is. I think it's even cuter now. So yeah. So it's easier to cut out the bigger chunks and then slowly work the smaller details. So that's pretty much it. And I think I'm gonna make the scissors now because I think that's gonna be really cute too. And I think it's gonna be super fast. So I'm gonna work on that and I'll come back. So I just finished the scissors and it's super cute. So here's the strawberry and this is the scissors. And this one is only stitched with beads and I think it's really cute. It really looks like metallic from far away. But yeah, so these are done. So I think I'm gonna work on the other elements like the basket and the hoop. But I think the papers that I have might be a little small. I think it might be okay for the basket, but for the hoop, it might be a little small. So I got some counting to do and making sure that it'll fit into this paper. But or I can work on the puppy on this silver piece. So yeah, we'll see. But I think I'm gonna work on these next. And I think I'm gonna end the video here though, but I do have a question for you. So when one of my subscribers emailed me about memory threads, she also asked me about Rainbow Gallery fuzzy stuff, and she's in the UK, so my question is, where can you get these type of specialty flosses in the UK? Is there an online store or something that you can order stuff from? Please let me know in the comments so we can all help her find the materials she needs to finish her projects. I think it'll be super helpful. I know nothing about the UK, so I couldn't really help her with that, so I thought I'd ask in my videos and see if anybody has some ideas. So I would really appreciate if you comment if you know any places in the UK. The cross-stitching community in Korea doesn't seem that active, so when I moved here and when I was looking for shops in Korea, it was really difficult. Some of the people that I contacted, they did help a little bit, but they weren't exactly kind. And it was really frustrating. I know this is just a hobby, but it's no big deal. But these people were getting things from somewhere from Korea, but they really didn't want to share anything or talk at all. I don't know why, but I don't want anybody else to feel frustrated or, when they can't find something, and I don't know. So, yeah, it would be great if you could comment down below if you know any shops in the UK, cross-stitching shops, and yeah, I would really appreciate it if you help out. So, I think I'm gonna end the video here. I hope everyone is having a great week and staying safe. And thank you so much for watching and subscribing and commenting on my videos, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.